Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. So we are back on Can We Survive Mars? And so far so good. Alright, so last off we left off with is creating the large big old refinery here. So we can refine more things like silver, gold, platinum, and things like that, which we don't really have, but it'll help boost up the speed in terms of refining stone, cobalt, and whatever that we can find. So resources has been decent by collecting stone with this drilling rig here, which is not too bad, but we do need to make a miner sooner or later. So first things first, I need to check to see if our cargoes are full, because if it's too full, then I can't really do too much. But if it's not too full, then we should be okay. So let's see. Our refinery is doing a little bit of cobalt, no more stone. We have not a lot of iron. Alright, so let's just start up the drill then. So I forgot all the buttons so far. We want to do drill on. And let's just put the... Let's see here. Reverse this guy, which is this one. I need more buttons. Definitely need more buttons because I think we drill down, yeah, up to a certain point, which may have been, would it have been all three of them at once? It may have been, so we can always find out from here. So we just bring that guy down. And it looks like we made it down pretty deep previously, right? Looks like we had a little bit of it, yes, but, you know, the good thing is that it's going slow, so it's getting a little bit more on the sides here. But just to be sure I'm getting all of it, we'll let it run and kind of collect as we go, so we know for sure. And we are getting very minimal amount of stone. Yeah, it's very minimal, but it's good enough for the time being. And it looks like, yeah, we pretty much reached the bottom before in previous times, so we'll just leave that as is. And let's just get charged up and start moving the drill a little bit more, so then that way we can get more stone. Alright, so one of the main reasons why I'm trying to collect as much stone as possible is because I do want to create a somewhat of a miner, so we can start collecting things a lot quicker, like ice. Definitely need ice. Looks like we didn't have any ice in here. And also magnesium and all other things, so we can get defensive as well. So let's just bring all this thing back up. So we want these reversed. Alright, so we can reverse that, and then we're going to move the horizontal plane a little bit. There's super gremlin coming kind of our way, kind of. But luckily we're in this kind of ditch. I think I should have made it right over there. It's a little flatter of a ground than where we are now, which we have a bit of a slant, but it's alright. Alright, so I'm going to move this guy a little bit to the right. I don't want to make it too much. I think that's going to be good enough. We'll bring this down. Get as much stone as possible. Of course, once again, we don't want to overfill everything, because then it's going to be really hard to maneuver stuff around when it does get super filled. And we gotta make some kind of mining system fairly quickly, because we're running out of water, food, and sleep. Well, food and water at least, for the most part, very soon. So we gotta pay attention to that. So this should gather a little bit more stone. Yeah, we're just gonna make a bit of a line here. Ooh, that's gonna kill me. Alright. Okay, so lucky that didn't happen. And of course, a really good method of trying not to kill yourself with a drill, put a sensor on it to detect the player when they're very close to the drill head, and make sure it hits stop for the drill itself. So maybe do that, I don't know. That's something I should do because I tend to fall into my own drills and kind of get hurt, but so far so good, crossing my fingers. But if it does happen, yeah, we're probably gonna end up putting that that sensor on there just in case. A bit ridiculous, but definitely seems like we may need it. All right, so we're refining pretty quickly, so we don't necessarily need all that that much stone right now, but it should produce more than enough drills or iron, I should say, more than enough iron for the most part, so we should be okay. So as long as everything's down, we'll just bring it back up. I mean, we should just program that button to do up and these to go down at the same time at a certain speed, but haven't taken care of that just yet, so we'll leave as is. And what I'm gonna do now is just gonna pretty much go as far as I can to the left hand side, that from where I'm looking at, and start drilling a little bit faster so we can fill up this stone piece here a little bit more, because we have several containers. So it looks like we filled up one so far. Well, we're refining really quickly too. That's the best part, and we can even go even faster if we add some mods here, but I don't have enough power to really do that, so I'm gonna kind of avoid putting too much strain on our power system right now. So alright, so I'm gonna move this to the left some more, and that's probably more than enough. If not, I'm gonna do 2 more times. Now I'm gonna drop it, and it looks like we're getting a fresh batch of land here, and hopefully it doesn't create that little wall or block here. Yeah, we're looking good. So let's collect this, then I'll give us more than enough stone to do whatever we need to. And of course we're just gonna build a miner from scratch, basically. Why we're doing that? Because it's always fun to make things from scratch, to be honest. Or the other best thing to do, I would like to do, is actually build things organically and just build them as we go. But we'll see how this one goes. We just need a basic mining type of ship. We don't have to go too crazy with it. Oh, I don't like the fact that it moved that much of the landing gear. And that should be okay. All right. So we're gonna put some blocks here. And I built it a little too close to the refinery, so I guess we're just gonna go. We'll build it left to right this way. Oop, for the most part. Okay, so that's gonna be our base of operations, or our base of the ship itself. And the reason why I'm making a ship instead of a rover, because the resources is more on the top, so a rover is gonna be more difficult to use. To get everything, so we're gonna use a ship. And I think what I'm gonna do, since we don't have ice, we don't have, platinum for iron thrusters, hydrogen for hydrogen thrusters, we're definitely gonna go with atmospheric thrusters, and that works on Mars for the most part. It just needs a lot more than, yeah, I think we just need a little bit more to make sure it picks it up. That's pretty much it. All right, so how we're gonna build this, I had somewhat of a quick little idea, and of course we're gonna use pretty much the little cockpit here, the basic one. You can fill that up, and usually this is what I do anyways. In terms of a drilling system, is a quick little cockpit such as that one, and then I just pretty much connect everything else from there. It looks like we don't have any computers, so we're gonna have to queue some up. All right. Okay. And the reason I like using this cockpit is because you can easily put a drill right here in front, this spot right here. So that helps a lot to make things compact in that way. So you can start it, you can just connect the whole drill system to a cargo system, connect it to this cockpit. I like doing it that way for the most part, but we'll see what we want to do here. So the best type of drill system would be a drill system where the drill pretty much covers the whole ship up front. So that way when you're going in vertical, no, not vertically, horizontally into like a mountain of resources, at least you're not going to run into stuff. So we're going to try to do something like that, but if we can't, we can't. I'm trying to reserve some of my hydrogen because I don't have a lot of power reserved right now. So what we want to do, let's see, a medium cargo container. We can do that. And we can't put it against it, so we want to put it kind of away from it. I kind of want to design it this way, so we can connect the what's it call it, the ports, the small ports at least, to the front. So I'm gonna do it this way. I don't think I've built it ever like this, but we're gonna try it for the first time and see how it kind of goes. So of course we're gonna have these small little conveyor tubes or junctions here, so we can connect all that. So it's gonna look like that. And am I like fully out of ice and hydrogen? I am. So this is gonna be a little bit on the difficult side if I don't fill up my hydrogen tanks, which I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can, so this is a problem. So we need to get some ice. Ice was up here. And how did I run out of ice? Do I have a hydrogen engine or something running? I don't believe I did. Or, hold on. Did I get rid of this one? I did get rid of that one. Yeah, it could have been from the venting and everything like that too, which is a problem. So let me resolve that first. I definitely need to get some ice first. And walking is probably what I have to do at this point. Not the greatest thing in the world, but that's what it seems like. So let's see. The ice should be up here. So gonna kind of run there, fly a little bit, and hope for the best. Alright, so I made it back with some ice. So I got a decent amount of ice here, about 2.4k of ice. I might want to just turn off the vent for now so we don't waste too much oxygen as we're going in and out of the little bit of a barn. So let's just turn this off for now. And we'll throw this in here, throw in our hydrogen tank, and we're good. So I didn't undo, or not undo, remove everything that I had on me when I went to get the ice. I dropped a lot of stuff there, so I'm gonna have to fly back really quick just to get it. And it looks like we're running into a situation of having a little bit of water, so we're gonna have to start making some as well. So let's just make as many as we can and make some emergency rations too. So we need the ice to get over the production, and the ice is not going anywhere, so let's just grab a few manually and throw it in here, I guess. There we go. Okay, so why is this killing all the oxygen? What do I have here? It's the oxygen tanks, maybe? Yeah, I think it's the oxygen tanks. That's soaking up all of the ice there. But it's fine for the most part. What I'm going to do is head back to that spot really quick, collect my stuff, and move on forward with the building. Alright, so I made a quick run for more ice, so we should be okay for the most part, for the time being at least. The oxygen tanks, I just want to make sure. So the oxygen tanks, yeah, they're being filled up because of, or coming from the ice. So I think what I do have to do is kind of preserve that a little bit. So let's turn off O2 generators for now. And when we need it, we'll go ahead and turn them back on so we can reserve some of the ice. The ice is going to be important here. Alright, so let me get my rations, eat up, drink up in a little bit. So I think we should still have some oxygen from the oxygen farm. So at least we have that. Okay, cool. So let's get our water and emergency ration so we can eat something and drink something. And I think 2 is gonna do decent in terms of drinking or for water. And for eating, it's gonna take a little bit of emergency rations, gravel and water situation. So we're just gonna eat up a little bit really quickly. So pretty much this aspect of survival is not too bad. It just sucks right now because I'm just eating water and drinking water and eating emergency rations, which is what, gravel and water, which is crazy, but that's what it is for now. But again, it's not terrible. It's really not terrible. All right, so we're just gonna close that up, and here we go. Okay, so back to our drill ship building, which where did it go? Wait, huh? Did the server eat it because it's considered trash? Alright, so I think it was unmanned, unnamed, had no power, blah blah, and it decided to just eat it. So that was a waste of parts. So now I'm gonna have to kind of create that all over again. So once again, we'll build a base this way. We're gonna build a cockpit right there. Our little bit of a small conveyor right here. And we want to use medium cargo containers. We can use large eventually, like so. I mean, we still can actually. If we really line it up properly, it'll be right in there. And it'll be huge, but it might work. Okay, I think we might do that. I think I'm gonna do that actually. So I'm gonna spread this out to be 3, and then we'll kill this, and we'll do a large cargo container. Large cargo container, why? So we can carry a little bit more than what we really want to, in terms of all the stone and other stuff. Although drills do carry a decent amount of stuff as well, so it kind of is unnecessary, but I guess we're just gonna do it anyway. So let's do it right here, this direction. So we have the small port on this side, and the other side. All right, so now we have that all set up. We still need power, so power wise we can use the batteries. So let's just use the military batteries, right? The warfare batteries, because they look cool. We're gonna add them right here, which is a good spot. Yep, that's a decent spot right here. And we're probably gonna add 2 because we're gonna need a lot of thrusters. And a connector probably towards the back here. So I'm probably going to do something a little bit different from what I'm used to, or from the norm. I'll probably use a few conveyor frames, maybe 2 for now, and then put a connector back here. So that's as simple as it's gonna get. And then the rest is gyroscoping. So I should have put the gyroscope right down in the bottom there, or I can put it on top, it's fine. Gyroscope, that's actually something I always forget. It's a gyroscope. So yeah, when you're building a ship, you always need a gyroscope. So I'm going to put that right there. And then of course we could do an ore detector if we really needed to, just to find the ores. for resources, so we can hide there as well. So that's the basic of the ship. We need thrusters to get these things going, and of course the drills in the front. Do we want to go crazy with the drills? Probably not, for the most part, because we just need to keep this as simple as possible. So we'll probably do a drill here, a drill here, and here. So that's going to be pretty much the width of it. And if we needed to, we could put a drill up here towards the front. But I think we should be okay without it for the most part. Maybe, I don't know. It is gonna, it's not like nice and flat so that it doesn't like collide with anything. So if we want to add more, we could add more, but the problem is, do we really want to do that? If we add more drills, we would probably add it kind of like here and there, here and here, which is a possibility. So let's see. If this is the porthole, how far we need to go? We need to go one more or two more? I think two more. Or one more. Yeah, two more. Let's do it that way. So can we do it this way where it's that? Yep. And then that. That still doesn't really do too much because then we still have the front door section or front of the cockpit as an issue. So let's just remove that for now. I think we're gonna keep this as a three drill system. It should work okay. It should work decently at least. Or we bring it up one. Do we want to do that? Yeah, let's try that. So instead of doing it that way, the way we have it now, we'll just bring this guy up just by one, like that. And then we put our drills, which is probably going to block our vision if we're going first person view, but should be okay for the most part. Let's see, actually let's see what it looks like first. So if I were to jump into the cockpit here, once it's built, what am I missing here? Okay, so when I'm in it and it's welded up, it's gonna be blocked a bit, not too much. Should be okay for the most part. And yeah, it was the length of it. We have that meaning the batteries, so we can put in. Okay, let's weld everything up first, and then we'll work on the hydrogen, the atmospheric thrusters. Alright, so I got the basics done, all welded up. We have the drills, cockpit, batteries, gyroscope, ore detectors. What else we got? Large cargo container and connector. So that's all good for the time being. Looks like a storm's pulled up. Hopefully there's no lightning involved and shocks my ship down. So let's hope that's not the case. That's a big old sandstorm. Anyways. So from here, we're going to have to do atmospheric thrusters. So we're going to probably attack on these sci-fi looking ones. And from there, once we have that all set up, we can design it further if we wanted to. But for the most part, what we want to do here is, I think I have enough space to put stuff here. Okay, so that's cool. So let's get some steel plates. All right, so we're probably gonna need hold a lot of weight, so it's gonna be a lot of atmospheric thrusters that we're gonna have to tack on somehow. So I think we're gonna tack on a good amount down here. So we can tack on 3 down here. That's kind of hidden out of the way for the most part, but I hope it doesn't, you know, kind of impede the drilling system or drills, but it might, so it's all right. And we also need to add some more to say, let's say forward thrusting or backward thrusting, because we might have to go vertical with this guy eventually at one point, or any point in time. We never know. So we probably want to put one there. We can put one here as well, right down, dab right in the middle, and we can put more here too if we really need to. But it is might get burned down by these guys, so we just leave the one right there for now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 backward thrusters was perfect. Now we're gonna put up the forward thrusters. So forward thrusters probably a little bit more easier to do. We can add a bunch back here if we wanted to. Actually, I was hoping that this conveyor piece was able to connect stuff, but it looks like you can't. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's alright. Since the drill is a little bit further rounded, we could definitely put a whole bunch of covering the power supply here if we really need to. So with that said, I'm thinking we get rid of these guys here, the conveyor kind of tubes, extenders, and we'll just put a connector here because this seems to be kind of no point of having that there, especially we can't even build anything on it. So let's just put this here, and it looks like I'm missing parts. And something is up with this, so let me get rid of this. Alright, there we go. Here we go. Alright, put the connector back. So now at least we don't have to stretch it out too far. So, so definitely more atmosphere thrusters around the ship itself. So let me think. Backwards we can put anywhere. Upwards we want to probably put some as well just in case. So let's see. Upward thrusters we're gonna have to add a lot more. So I think the idea here is to get a good amount of them. So we can add one here, so we have a total of 3, 4, 5 now. We probably need a lot more, so hang tight on that. And I guess we put here. That's a lot of upward thrust, which is perfect. And then from here, we could do a whole bunch of backward thrust and everything like that. So we could put it here. No, where do we want to put this? We could put it here or here. Let's put it here. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do another 3 here. So we have 6, and I think that's gonna be more than enough. Now, sideways thrusting, that's always a bit of an issue here, but the way we built this is actually perfect. So we have 1, 2, 3, and we can do 1, 2, and 3. Do we need more? We could add more if we really want to, which we could do right here and right here. So we have a total of 4 in each side, which is perfect, or not perfect, but good enough. Upward thrusting we can do. We probably wouldn't need too much of these, so I'm thinking maybe we'll just throw one here and one here for the time being. And this is only if we get ourselves into trouble where we flip over, and then we're gonna need it. So it's not much to just have 2. So maybe we add 2 more somewhere, but it looks like we're filling up on the space that we can use. So that's a bit of a problem. So maybe we'll get rid of this one. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We can get rid of the one next to the cockpit, so we can do that as the downwards one, which would look a little bit better in some ways. And we can always do more upward thrusting like right here if we need to. So then that kind of all evens out for the most part. So we can just put 1, 2, and well, do we need that many? I feel like we could use that many if we want to. Let's just do it and maybe give it a these since we don't need that many, unless we really do, but I don't think so. Let's just put them here. So 3, 3 here, and for this spot here we're just gonna cover it up for now and just leave it as is. Okay, so that's what it's gonna look like for now. And once we weld up all the atmosphere thrusters, it should look pretty decent. Alright, so I guess while we wait for a whole bunch of motors and construction components to be done, We probably want to get some more stone, I think. Cargo-wise, we're good in space. Yeah, I think we're going to have to get a lot more stone. So we can keep our production of those things that require iron, nickel, and silicone. So that's something we can just keep on working on. And I should add another button somewhere. So what are my choices of buttons? Buttons. I guess we could just add another one, right? Another of these sci-fi 4 button panels, which should be too bad. So let's see. If we add it upside down, does it look good? No. So maybe we just add block here. Just weld it up all the way, why not? Okay. And we just add that button right there. Perfect. So what we're going to do here is program it to say one of the piston downs to reverse and the other one same thing. And that way we have more buttons to press here and looks pretty seamless in some ways. So we should be good there. Okay, so I think we are almost maxed out in terms of the max limit of the left and rights. And I guess we kind of are. Interesting. Which we weren't off too much before, which we should have just left it to go that way. So drill on, bring that down, and it's just gonna probably just scave a little bit on the left hand side. It should be all right. If we need more resources, what we gotta do is increase the drill length. So we'll create one on the left and right, or whatever the case is. We didn't add too many pistons here, so that's a fault of our own, but it should be all right because once we have enough resources, this drill system is gonna give us everything we need anyway, so we should be okay from there. Okay, so that's gonna bring that down, and yeah, let's check on the reduction of stuff. So this is taking forever to get for whatever reasons, so it's been a pain waiting for it. And we got most of our thrusters done, as you see here, and this might actually be more than what we need, but who knows, because once you add a ton of weight of in these things, in these ships, you tend to need a bunch of things to help pick it up. And I do also wish that I hope 2 batteries would be more than enough. The design of this thing is not the best, but it's reasonable for the use. So I'll probably evolve it a little bit by kind of like build it up a little bit better next time. But for now, I'm just desperate to get it going. So then that way we can get some more ice quicker. We get some magnesium and all the other stuff a lot faster too, and iron as well. Because just picking up stone, it's not the most ideal thing in the world, but it works. You can survive just on stone for the most part, but it would be ideal to start mining iron deposits and things like that just to get things done a lot quicker. So yep, once again, looks like we're playing a weight game. I think we should add an assembler, a large assembler, a regular, advanced, not a regular one, an advanced assembler is the one I'm looking for. Maybe that would help produce things a lot quicker. Well, it would likely produce a lot quicker. So I actually should have done that first. I'm not sure why I didn't do that, but oh wells. So a large assembler, if we're using the industrial one. I like the industrial one only because, you know, it has all the little catwalks and everything like that. But the point of this catwalk is not that great. But we can add it here. So this one unfortunately adds on this side, like so, just to connect the catwalk. It doesn't even connect. So maybe we don't use the catwalk that way and use it in a different way, I guess. I mean, it'll look cool if it's here, but I can't do it that way because we're gonna have to run into some issues. Actually, you know what? Let's just throw it here. I think that's the best thing we can do right now. Yeah. So plop that on, build this up, which I think we have everything we need. I know it did an excess amount of displays and metal grid, so that's good. Alright, computers. That's the problem. I don't think I queued up that many computers. Nope. I need to queue up roughly 100 more computers. So let's get that. And I think we need more motors, more construction components, so we're going to wait for that as well. So computers, I'm going to be missing 30 more roughly, so let's just queue that up. And at least computers are fairly quick to produce, unlike the motors and components, carbon components, construction components, because that's taking freaking forever. I just covered the porthole that I needed, but it's okay. So we need a ton more computers. Let's hope most of it was done. Nope. We still need a bunch. We still need 100 more. Alright, so let's just leave that as is too. So yeah, definitely a lot more to go in terms of the process. The starting process at least, because it just takes a bit of time to get situated. I think once you get a miner going, you should be okay for the most part. Can't say for sure, like, or definite that's you know, that you're all set, but it's close. It's really close. Alright, so while we wait for stuff, I guess we could just design a little bit of the ship. And I usually like to use things like these, kind of like half blocks and everything like that for fun. And actually, you know what? I can't even put much there because that thing is going to burn that up. So let's leave it as that. We'll get rid of that. We could definitely build it up a little bit better. I don't like the current design of it, but it's more about function at the moment that matters more. So that's what we're going to go with for now. And once things are more calm in terms of having more resources, then yeah, we're definitely going to have to rebuild it and make it look a little better. But at least we now have an assembler to assemble things a little bit quicker. So I think what we do need to do here is turn this into a co-op thing or something like that. And then the industrial one should also pick it up, I think. I don't know how this works, to be honest. But we'll leave it as that. Can that pick up? Yep, that picked up the queue. Yeah, it's a lot faster this way. So, of course, that would make sense. Why would a basic assembler be the same speed as the advanced assemblers, right? Get some energy, and we'll proceed again. Alright, got our energy. I think we have a decent amount of stuff. Actually, what this is gonna bother me. Can I build a mod underneath this? Or on this? Where's the speed module? I feel like it's gonna dig into the ground a bit, and I hope that doesn't prevent it from being able to build. So, okay, no, we're good. Alright, so I'm gonna build this one here then. And looks like we need more computers, of course. So, let's build more computers. And we'll build the computers first. Here we go. And there we go. Speed mod. Done. We definitely need more wind turbines at this point. Especially that we're using more and more power as a resource. So, or maybe solar panels. We can think about using solar panels. I don't see why we should use solar panels. Except for that it's nighttime, but in the daytime, it's going to suck up a lot of energy. So, we definitely need to do that. Alright. But before we do that, and if we have enough materials to finish off all these freaking thrusters, then we should be okay. If not, then we're going to move forward with doing the solar panel system. And it looks like we might have to move on to the solar panel system instead of constantly waiting for this, I believe. Do we have construction components? I think we just kind of used a whole bunch already. So I think we might have enough to get everything going now, actually. Or we might be missing one or two, so that's going to produce as it goes. Here we go. The left side is going to be good for the most part. And yeah, looking good, looking good. Alright, so our left hand side of the thrusters that we have is good. Our right hand side looks good as well, actually. So interesting. So we got everything nice and going along here. And what we can do, and it's nice and compact, that's not too bad. A little bit of exposure like this cargo container, but as long as we can smack into anything, we should be fine for the most part. Since I am gonna design this a little bit more, I feel like what I'm gonna do here is just to get a bit of space to do stuff. We're gonna do that. And I don't particularly like how this is set up. So let's just say, for example, the thrusters, I kind of want to put it here instead. So it looks a little bit better, and plus it's not covering too much here. Or at least it covers underneath the cockpit as well, which makes it look a little bit better. So we can put anything underneath here if we need to. I don't know what we're going to put here, but we could put anything here. So looks like we need construction components. And those are done. Alright, cool. So now this is kind of empty space, which we can put stuff here if we need to. I don't know what, but we can put stuff there. Alright, I think we're good for the most part. If I want to design stuff, I use a lot of half blocks for the most part when I'm designing things. And here, I feel like we could do something interesting here. We can do kind of these type of slopes, the half slopes, I think. Right? No, actually, we're just gonna do it this way. So using a regular block, and then we use one of these kind of half slopes. And the reason why I'm doing that is so that we can use these guys, half slope blocks. And what we're gonna do here is just to cover up some of these thrusters, kind of like a bumper in a way, so that we don't damage our thrusters and things like that. So I'm gonna add this design here, and we should be okay. So and I also like to cover up some other ones, so just do this sometimes, and it just ends up looking decent. It's not terrible, it's not great, but it's better than just having it kind of blanket looking like thing, or plain with just thrusters hanging around outside of it. So well, that's how I kind of work with designing certain things, but eventually I just evolve them even more, depending on the usage and random ideas that just pop up for it. So we'll probably see a lot of that throughout the series, but we'll see how that goes. So yep, like I said before, I'm gonna add these things here and cover that up. I think we did, yeah, we did it exactly the same. Okay, so we add this guy here, and we can add these guys here, like so. Alright, and then from there we could do even more than that, but I think we're gonna leave it as that. In the side up top, we could do a little bit as well if we really needed to. So I would probably do the same type of block systems and half blocks to cover things up. And I do like to use either this one or this one on the top of the cockpit, and sometimes I just tend to go to that one just to give it a bit of a mohawk like look to it. And from here, what we can do is kind of link it this way and add the same old looking like blocks there. And same goes for this as well. And we just are going to fill it in to make it look decent. There we go. So that's a bit of a design there. And we could link these together, right? So from here to that, we could link that. I don't think I'm gonna link it in this build, because then it's gonna look a little bit more boxy than I really wanted to. And this is pretty much a brick build. It's nothing crazy. It is a brick build. It's a long brick type of build. It's not a special design or weird shape or anything like that. So it's unfortunate, but that's what it has to be right now. Looks like we're running out of hydrogen, so bear with me for a second. Let me get that all charged up. Alright, all charged up. Got our hydrogen, oxygen all set. Just gonna continue on and kind of weld these guys together. And yeah. Alright, so that's our mining system. It looks like we have space to do more upward thrust or back or downward thrust, which is this one. We can add one right over here if we wanted to. Probably for the time being, I'm not gonna do that. I'm probably just gonna add a little bit of a design here. If we can. Not the best, but alright. Here we go. Not my best work, but it's gonna do for now. And what we can do... No, we'll leave it. It looks okay. Just to give that extra space. If we want lights on this thing, we can add lights. Not sure what that's gonna look like if we're gonna add lights. But this is a decent design because it just gives us more a pretty much straight through drilling system if we needed that to do it that way. And we're probably gonna run out of power sooner or later. I'm gonna add one more thruster here, which is going to be going to burn down a steel plate, which you probably don't want it to do later on. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna take it out now. We should be able to fly. We might drain a lot of batteries, but it's fine. And we have flights. And the good news is that, well, actually the bad news, they're extended pretty bad. It's working pretty hard just to keep it up without having things already being weighted. Well, empty cargo, I should say. Let me see something. So we have 18 minutes left. Actually, no, it's not overextended, so we should be okay. Do we need a landing gear system? Probably. And we can always add that right over here inside. I'm not going to add it now because I don't want to get stuck while I'm kind of maneuvering with it. So we'll leave it for the time being. But for now, I just want to make sure we don't damage every little thing. That means we're going to put these guys here. And of course, we're going to use plate also, or panels, or whatever they're called, to make some coverages too. And that might be a good idea for the most part, but we're going to not work with the panels too much. We'll leave it as this for now. So if this gets scratched up, yeah, we're in bad shape, but we should be okay for the most part. All right, so let's see here. We have 4 upwards thrust. I think 4 on each side. I think if we really do need to push this thing a little bit more in terms of getting all filled up cargo, we're definitely going to need more thrust here. So let's add 1 on each side, another 1 on each side here. And since we have the space, we must well use it up, right? So I'm going to take this one off. Same right here. And we're going to just add that there. So it's I was hoping to use that as the downwards thrust, but we just got to sacrifice that spot for the time being. All right, there we go. So we have all thrusters. Yeah, I think we may need additional upwards thrusting, just a tiny bit. And I guess we're gonna find out the hard way in a second. But we do also need to put some kind of connector system on the base itself, so we can connect that miner to this thing. So what is a good spot? I don't have a good spot right now. I think we should just put one up here on top of the refinery. So what we can do is put it here, maybe another one, and then a connector here. So at least that way it should be decent. Yeah, it'll stick out a little bit forward and connect it there. So that's not terrible. Okay, I think that's what it's gonna be for now, at least. Why is computers always a problem? It's not. Okay. Here we go. Put the connector on. We're going to maneuver it here to connect really quick as well. Just to get some more power. But we also do need to get these guys all filled in. Okay. I need construction components and steel tubes. Here's my components. Where's my small steel tubes? I don't have many of them. Okay. Of course, we're running out of materials. I didn't really check to see how much we needed. We needed a lot. Okay. Let's kill 20. I think, or 30. That's fine. I think we're running out of iron here. Yeah, we're pretty much out of iron, so that's a problem. And I'm missing just one more. That is crazy. Okay, steel. Nope. Okay, so we'll just have to disassemble some steel plates for now. So disassemble. Okay. And we'll just build one steel tube and hope. Oh, we had some more right here. What the? Oh, jeez. What a waste. Or maybe I queued them up. I don't know. That's a possibility. All right, so that's filled in. That's good to go. You're good to go. So yeah, it's looking decent. It looks like it's eating a lot of power just to keep it up on itself, and this is empty. So that's where I'm not a fan of, but it's gonna be that for the time being. So we're gonna do switch lock on this guy. And the batteries, we have 2 batteries, so I'm gonna group them. And the reason why I'm grouping them is so we can do a recharge on off. And of course we gotta make sure to turn it off on recharge when we're about to go flying, because I used to do that all the time and always forget about it. And what would happen is your ship falls down. It may break the ship and it may break everything else. So always be careful of that as well. So block tools is going to be our drill, so we can left click, right click drilling here. So here's right click, left click, perfect. And look at that big old footprint down there. This looks a little bit weird, but alright. So we have a basic drill system with a little bit of designing. Very minor little designing, but this here will start for a lot of big projects. So there we go. So we're connected, we're recharging. Do we need to recharge right now? Yeah, just for a tiny bit. I want to know where the sun comes. So the sun comes from that side. I think it's rising. So if we do some kind of solar arrays, we can do it pretty far away. And put it on the ground if we need to. So I'm going to do a basic solar array type of system. So that's something we can work on in the next one. So what I'm going to do now is going to find the ores or resources that we need quickly and try to get some for us to refine and build stuff. So let's just get that done first. Here we go. Alright, so in the cockpit, it's not terrible. It's probably going to be quite loud with thrusters right next to your ears or your head. The drill system is right in front of us, so it's not the most ideal thing in the world, but it's going to be okay. And looks like we only got a couple of minutes left on this thing. So that's going to be a little rough. Okay. And we're probably even going to drain it more if we do the ore detector range to 50 meters. No, actually, no, it's not too bad. Alright, so here is the mountain. You got magnesium, ice, and all that stuff, right? So ice is the more important piece for the time being. I know that we can drop a little bit more to get the ice, I think. And it keeps moving around, so that's always fun. And then we're probably going to run into magnesium first. So I kind of don't want that to happen while I right-click drill. And if I'm right-click drilling, I think it's going to be... Yeah, it looks good. Nice big old hole here so that we don't crash into anything. And I can't really see too much in the first person view, so I'm going to go a little bit on the third person view here. Ooh, did a bit of crashing there. And we should see ice right here. That's not ice, is it? That's magnesium. That's definitely magnesium. So we got magnesium. Ice is kind of behind it. I guess we'll pick up the magnesium for now. It wouldn't be a terrible thing to do. And then behind it, it should be the ice. So we're gonna left click drill now to get as much as we can. And not overexert ourselves with the stone, which we are kind of doing right now. And I just crashed into, I think, the wall. So that's where I gotta be careful of this, but it's not too bad. We're covering most of the drill's specs here, so we don't collide too much on anything else other than the drill itself. We need lights. Do I have lights on? I do have my own lights on. We are overexerting our thrusters now too, so that's not a good thing. Our cargo is completely filled, right? Nope. Our large cargo is not even filled at all. Our large cargo is not working. Don't tell me the large cargo is not connected properly. Shoot. If the large cargo is not connected properly, we have issues. Did I not connect? Yep. Okay. I know what the issue is. I did not connect it correctly to the cockpit in the back, which you guys probably saw that early on when I did that and was probably screaming at me at the time. So now we're gonna kind of go back a little bit and see how I'm gonna fix that. That is actually going to be really hard to fix because the batteries are right there. So shoot, I pretty much screwed the pooch there and pretty much messed myself up. So let me head back, put this guy back on recharge because we are in a bind here with power. And yeah, it looks like 2 batteries work well with all these thrusters, so it's not terrible. We're not completely filled, but our drill systems are, so that's not terrible. Look, we are dropping fairly significantly, so that's a little bit on the scary side. All right, we're hitting the 1 minute mark with the thrusters, so that's scary. I'm gonna hit into a few seconds soon, I think. All right, no, we're not. We're good. We're good on that. Okay, we're gonna back it up and lock in, recharge. Okay. All right. So the biggest problem I have here is the batteries. I didn't leave room. I don't know why I did that. I didn't leave room for the connection, so that's not good. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. So the part I'm talking about on the cockpit is on the sides where this battery is and this battery is. I completely forgot about that. And now none of it's touching. So the only thing that's filled up so far is the drill system, the cockpit, and it doesn't come to here. So I need to fix that somehow. One way to fix it is to put the connected tubing from here to here, because that's where the side is, or just completely get rid of the battery system over there. And we're just gonna have to move it up one in terms of the cockpit. We just gotta move it up one more this way. So that's a bit of an issue where we gotta dismantle stuff and then put them back on. So I'm gonna do that a little bit on the off-camera end of it, and pretty much call it for today. So I hope you guys did enjoy this build of the very basic mining or drilling ship to get us continue getting more resources, so that we can build a lot more things and start the survival piece of it against NPCs. Alright, so as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.